determination on Tony Murphy's face as he's getting ready to get in the cage.
Get ready, homie.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, we can't have anybody flashing. The scores girls are doing plenty of that. Tony Murphy pacing back and forth. He does not look impressed. You mentioned earlier he's the kind of kid wears his heart on his sleeve. But right now his sleeve is saying, I do not care about you. I am going to run through you.
So I've seen a lot of fights and seen a lot of big matchups. This to me is just one of the biggest matchups we've had here in Florida Amateur MMA. Jeremiah McDougall versus Tony Murphy. And here we go. 3 rounds for the 170-pound title. Yeah, both of these guys have what they need in order to become professionals. But, you know, Tony obviously on the verge of that. Jeremiah not quite ready to do that. But right here what we have is just one of the best amateur fights we've seen in the state. Kind of both coming out smart, being smart, throwing a kick there for Tony Murphy, but being smart, choosing wisely. Both these guys, Jeremiah misses there with the right kick, but staying smart. I mean, these guys are not the kind of guys that are going to make your silly mistakes. These guys are well established in the state of Florida. Jeremiah McDougall has had a long, tough journey. Previously weighed 300 pounds and has fought as low as 155. Here he's found his home at 170 where he feels most comfortable. Tony Murphy obviously spent most of his amateur career fighting at 185 before making the move to 170, and then himself has found a great home here at 170. Both of them on 3-fight win streaks since being at 170 pounds. So picking their shots, being smart about their shots, feeling each other out, kind of getting a feel for the cage, getting a feel for what each of them are going to do right now. And this is this is what people came here to see.
Yeah, and that's what we're viewing right now as opposed to the fights earlier in the night. When you have two guys like this in a main event situation in an amateur bout, one of them getting ready to turn pro, you see a lot more polish. You see a lot less haymakers and arm flailing, and you see more calculated shots. You see more professionalism. You see more people picking their opportunities, not just going full force and throwing haymaker after haymaker and tiring themselves out too early. Sometimes it looks sloppy. These are two polished guys that we're watching that definitely take their craft very seriously. Murphy taking a shot and a kick, shaking his head saying, doesn't really affect me. Murph wraps him up. Boom, and he goes to the ground with a big slam by Tony Murphy.
You know, if Tony Murphy gets in on side of you like that, from things I've heard in the past from opponents of his, there's almost no way to keep from him taking you down.
Yeah.
He's got a very, very powerful wrestling foundation and wrestling base, and he's a very strong guy with very formidable takedowns. So if he gets into that point on you, you're being taken down. You just got to be smart and choose wisely what you do once you get to the ground.
T. Murph taking full mount right now. McDougall scrambling a little bit, getting to his side.
T. Murphy looking for that back control. Got the hooks in. Going to look to finish with a rear naked choke. Probably going to run out of time though.
Probably just going to punch him a few times. He knows he doesn't have enough time to finish with a rear naked. So
yeah, just trying to score points here for the next round.
Score some points. He's definitely got the round.
There we go. Pretty solid first round there. I think, though, the end of that round with the big takedown, I think that round goes to Tony Murphy.
I tell you, Tony Murphy doesn't even look like he's breathing hard.
Coach Joe Bamboo Wisman in Tony Murphy's corner, along with David Mundell, and looks like Trey Brown over there. We got Coach Joe Sirocco, Larry Anderson over here with Jeremiah McDougall out of the new Team Trauma. I think I saw Vince McGinnis over there too, as well as Tony's girlfriend Cheyenne Bellismus, who's got a big fight coming up here in a few weeks.
Yeah, you know what? I had the ability to watch some training footage from Cheyenne. Boy, that girl looks sharp.
Round number 2, here we go. This crowd is loud. People are on their feet all over the place here.
And this is stuff that we're witnessing from Tony that a lot of the old school MMA fans don't like, the showing off, the showmanship. Like I said, for a younger crowd, they love it. They love the sport. They love the enthusiasm.
Got a good shot there. Nice left hook there from Tony. Didn't really do too much. Just missed off that ear just a little bit.
Yeah, Tony basically giving the impression that he can pretty much do whatever he wants, that you can't hit him. Lands a kick here, but basically all the shots that he's thrown have either glanced off or just missed entirely. Murphy trying to get into the head of his opponent a little bit, lands a pretty nice left.
So these guys are on point with picking their shots and coming in. You're not getting nice tight shots, nothing wild, nothing just being thrown just to say, okay, I threw punches. They're actually throwing good shots and they're making great choices in what they do here. And that's as we were saying, that's a big difference between earlier in the night where you got guys kind of out there for the first time or trying to get feels for it and just loving the feeling of punching, as compared to guys that when they're making punches, they're doing so in timely manners and picking smart shots.
Tony Murphy earlier doing the what I call the Team Murph shuffle, where he shuffles his feet back and forth as a gesture of fearlessness, having a little bit of fun, a little bit of taunting.
Saying, no, watch me Murph, watch me Murph.
I will not endorse that at all. And obviously you see some of the signs here why Tony Murphy is going pro after this fight. Definitely speed, quickness, aggressiveness, agility. He's definitely got a nice, well-rounded game.
People behind us that don't understand MMA yelling obnoxious things. almost knocked mad creativity off of his ladder over there.
Murphy has to be careful not to get caught in a standing guillotine here. He's not in a great position.
Oh, got the head
and
out.
He slips right out.
It was just too much movement for McDougall to keep that in when he really didn't have it to begin with. He had it a little bit, but
well, what I think is underrated about Team Murphy is about his ground game. And his last fight was finished with an armbar. So he did submit. People think, oh, he's just a knockout guy. He's just a ruffian. He's more of a brawler. Well, he showed in the last fight that he has the ability, when things go to the ground, that he has the ability to take it. So I'm curious to see now that he's on the ground here. We're going to call for time, so obviously we're done with this.
Oh, the eye swollen shut. Left eye of Tony Murphy swollen completely shut. That could be a factor. That could be something. It depends on.
Yeah, so at some point he caught a shot. Not sure when it was.
Now that's something that the commission and ref will definitely take notice of, because you can't. They're not going to give too much leeway on that here being amateur MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to see any trainers coming in with razor blades trying to get the swelling down.
Wow, that thing is swollen solid. That thing is shut.
He's got a little bit of a mouse under there. But Tony Murphy's a tough kid. He's not going to let it affect him.
Absolutely.
The ref lets him keep fighting. He's definitely going to keep fighting.
There we go. Nice respect shown there. Third and final round.
Tough part about that shot, it is with his lead eye.
Yeah. And that's a big punch to the eye right there from McDougall. Now McDougall, I mean, being that he's an established guy, he's going to attack that eye. He's going to go after it.
Oh, absolutely, and that's going to be with his power hand as well.
Well, yet again, he couldn't keep it going to the ground.
Yeah, can't seem to hold that guillotine on T. Murph.
Murphy's definitely going to keep that eye close to McDougall's body so he can't do further damage to it. But McDougall's got to take every opportunity he can to try and damage that eye more, try to punch that side of the face as much as he can. But Murphy's smart. Murphy's going to keep that part of his face downward so that opportunity won't be there. I said, man, when Murphy's on top of you, I've been told by opponents of his before, man, there's not much that you can do. So McDougall's got to stay active and got to look for stuff here.
Yeah, he keeps things close. He definitely has very strong pressure when it comes to the ground game. And what I mean is basically weight distribution. A lot of people will lay on you when you're on the bottom. It takes a wrestler and somebody with know-how to be able to not just lay on you, but learn how to apply pressure so you're not only someone laying on you, but they're providing a downward force. So here you are on the bottom, and you've got someone forcing their weight on top of you. You'll see wrestlers do it a lot when they get chest to chest. Instead of being on their knees, they'll get up on their toes. And what that does is take all your weight and shift it toward the chest cavity. So when the person on the bottom is holding the person on the top's weight, he's holding both of their weights and not just half of it. So we wind down to about a minute left. It looks like Murphy's in control of this round. And, of course, in control of the fight. He basically has the first 2 rounds wrapped up.
Yeah, he's just got so much control when they're on the ground. I think that's going to end up being the deciding factor here unless
McDougall hasn't had an answer for anything he's done all night. Obviously, with the eye being swollen, he did land a shot.
Yeah, he's still he's got just over 30 seconds here to try and get some sort of a finish on the ground, or else this fight is going to most likely go in the way of Tony Murphy.
They say McDougall is very active from the bottom right now, landing shots to the head, shots to the body, shots to the leg.
Yeah, staying active and doing what he needs to do, but he's got to look for, he's got to be fishing for a submission, get some sort of a finish here. You're not going to finish him with punches from the bottom, but
yeah,
not that close quarters. But Murphy's going to sit here, and Murphy's going to end up taking a decision victory here. Now he's going to go in for.
As the seconds wind down.
Phenomenal fight, man.
Yeah,
great fight between Tony Murphy and Jeremiah McDougall.
Very convincing win for Tony Murphy. As we see one of his trainers, Bamboo, lift him up. His girlfriend Cheyenne walks into the ring.
Yeah, look at that eye. My goodness.
You got one of the lovely ladies from Scores carrying a title belt around. Yeah, that eye's going to give him a little bit of trouble for the next couple of days. Definitely swelling up. It'll probably reach its peak about 2 or 3 in the morning tonight when he goes to lay down and roll over on it. It'll wake him up once or twice.
Let's give it up for both of these fighters.
Phenomenal fight, really was. Great fight from both guys.
Your winner by way of unanimous decision, Tony the new WCFL 170-pound champion.
It's a big win for Tony Murphy. Like I said, the last one that we're going to see here at the amateur level.
All right, let's get here with Tony Murphy, the new 170-pound title holder. Congratulations. You're now 10-7. Great fight. You guys have some solid hands. Is that your plan to keep it standing?
You know what? First of all, I'm going to answer that. But first, give a round of applause to Jeremiah. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't go to that crowd in the future. He's only 20 years old. Second of all, the plan was just go wherever it goes. You know, all that 2 cracks in this belt, didn't get it. They say 3 times the charm, and there it is.
All
Obviously, some major disappointment on the face of Jeremiah McDougall as he exits the venue here, but just a great fight. I mean, there's really nothing to be ashamed of there. I know, we said this earlier in the night, there's a one guy walks out with a win, one guy walks out with a loss, but I think that's a fight where both guys win in a sense. And
you heard Tony Murphy talking about that. First thing he said is, hey, this kid's 20 years old. He's going to be a stud coming up in the future. Watch out.